O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new CDX. Only $459 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental, Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231. Implantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodyasdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new ADX. Only $299 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt and Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Miami Dolphins fans, time to rock out with another Dolphins pregame show. Big O and the boys are ready to give you the latest information, injury news, gambling insight as we get ready for kickoff. The pregame show is brought to you by Welton Rayom, Toyota of Hollywood, Acura of Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park Casino, RM Contractors. The broadcast is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley. Here's your host, the Big O, Orlando Alzugari.
Alrighty. Good morning, one and all. Before I do anything else, give me the thumbs up because I'm flying solo. Sean will be joining me on the post game. I only do pre. It's a short one, and I do it by myself. I just want to make sure we've got audio. I want to make sure audio is good. Give me the thumbs up that it's all good. What do we got? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. Well, hey, listen, the good news is Inter Miami won their playoff game and advanced 4-0. The good news is the Canes won. They beat Syracuse 38-10 after a slow start. The good news is the Miami Heat scored another 136 freaking points, and they beat the Blazers. The good news is the Fort Lauderdale United beat the Carolina Ascent 1-0. The bad news is today we play the Bills. At least I want to start with the good news. You know what I mean? We went 4-0 yesterday in South Florida. You know, that's pretty good. I like it. One of our teams advanced in the playoffs. That's why we got the hat on. We might as well, sport the people that are actually doing something. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the Dolphins are doing anything whatsoever. We're just hoping they don't embarrass themselves today. That's basically what we're hoping for. No embarrassments, please. No embarrassments. All right. We do have our inactives for the game today. And Quinn Ewers is your emergency third quarterback. Ashton Davis is out. Rasul Douglas doesn't get to play against the Bills. He's out. Chop, 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 chop. You kind of knew it already anyways that he was going to be out. Chop Robinson is out. Andre Carter, they just signed him. He is out. D. Eskridge is out. And this one sucks. Julian Hill is out, inactive. I was hoping he would return this week, but no dice. They need a tight end in the damn offense. I guess Rucci and Fiorucci will have to do. We'll see what happens today against the Bills, and I don't know what to tell you, folks. Hang in there. It's all I can tell you. I mean, it's a lost season. It's going to look like an absolute Bills game today. The Bills Mafia is dominating. They're so cocky that they're even bringing banners and billboards and all kinds of stuff. If you guys didn't see it, well, they're sporting a banner around there. How do you like that? Oh, there you go. There's the banner. How about that? Go Bills, fans of Buffalo, Bills backers MIA. That's where we're at. That's where we're at right there. And you know what? I'm glad now. When I think about it, this is a good thing. I hope there's so few Dolphin fans in the building. I hope they all sold their tickets to Buffalo fans. And the only people in there are like Dolph Freaky, the few people that aren't going to ever sell their tickets, you know what I mean? Or something like that. Like the real fanatics, the ones that like identify like they're all Dolphin out, the Dolphin maniacs, or like those people would still be there. Gorilla, Luke, those will all be there. Big Papa, they'll all be there like that. And then the rest is all Buffalo fans. And you know why? That's what Stephen Ross deserves. The clown show deserves to have a circus top. And that's what this whole season should be about the rest of the way, that the visiting fans just absolutely dominate. It's good for Steven because he makes money either way. Like I tell you guys, he makes money. He doesn't give a shit about us. So as long as he makes his money and he makes plenty of it, the losing might hurt him a little bit, but let's not make it, when you're this stupid at running a football team for 15 years, it can't be that important. When money's more important because you're building all the other stuff around it. You know what I mean? So you're offsetting everything, and the team isn't winning, but we made $1 billion this year. Oh, okay. That's fantastic. So yeah, it doesn't matter really in the end. The Ross family has proven they're not are they like these guys? I'm wondering, are they like these guys? These guys may not do it right, by the way, but they throw so much money at the problem that they might get lucky. I mean, when you pay that amount of money, you're supposed to win. You should be winning your second MLS Cup. I don't even know if you'll win your first, but man, do they try. Okay. So, I just got to give it to, I look at Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu, and they take over and they become world champions 2 times over and gone there 3 straight times. And the Dolphins and Stephen Ross can't get to a stinking playoff game, dude. That's how ridiculous it is. Makes no sense whatsoever. They can't even get to a playoff game. Just, I don't really understand that. I really don't. By the way, don't forget to please smash the hell out of the like button. Very, very important that you smash the like button. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. You can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation as always. Ray, thank you, my man. Appreciate you. Happy Sunday, he says. Good luck to my Dolphins. And let's hope so, Ray. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you immensely. R&M Contractors, by the way. So reach out to Ray. Let me see where we at here. Can I get the billboard up? Where the hell is the billboard now? See, that's the problem when I don't have Sean here. I'm not as smooth at doing all of this. But thank you, Ray, as always. And R&M Contractors, by the way, they service Dade and Broward counties, folks. So make sure you call our guys, Ray and Mike. Complete remodel, kitchen upgrades, all of that, folks. And if you want to see how good their work is, go to the Instagram page, RMC Fisher Island. That's RMC Fisher Island, and you will see exceptional work if you're looking for it there, R&M Contractors. So the good thing is, we'll see a bunch of Buffalo fans. And if Buffalo dominates today, good for Stephen Ross that he's got to sit there. And I hope the camera finds him a whole bunch of times like it did before. And it continues to embarrass him like we've embarrassed Jerry Jones when he sucks and chokes every single year. Like we make fun of the Davises, whether it was the backstretch of Al or now with Mark Davis. Hey, by the way, how's Tom Brady doing? Because, you know that stupid theory that some of you have out there, great players. Oh, let's get Dan Marino. Let's get Jason Taylor. Let's get Zach Thomas to run the team. Which, by the way, Zach Thomas has never even asked for a football job. He's never even taken one on. And you want to give him the best and the hardest football job ever. How's Tom Brady doing in his second year? So his decisions are Pete Carroll, Ashton Genty, who's looking like a complete bust, taking him way too high, and Geno Smith leading the league over our guy, Tua, in interceptions. How's Tom Brady doing? How's the GOAT doing leading the Raiders in his second year? How's that going? Just wondering. How's it going? Just wondering, Because that's stupidity. Wow. The worst part is when you have some media and you have even former players saying the same stupid shit. And, sometimes I get it. For some former players, maybe they've been in the business too long that they become like a fan and they don't really still think objective. You know what I'm saying? So they start thinking about those stupid little things and silly things that fans think of at times. I'm sorry to have to phrase it that way, but I got to phrase it that way. It's just kind of the way it goes. I'm brutally honest on this show. Okay? We're talking about our teams. We're going to be brutally honest. And we're talking about fans, and fans are fanatical. And a lot of times, a lot of you out there don't make sensible arguments because you're making them with your heart, not with your mind. And so I'm just wondering, just because it's been the theme. And I want to remind people that former great players normally suck at this job. And all you're going to end up doing is ripping Marino, JT, or Zach in the end because they're not going to get it done. And then you're going to blame them. And then you're going to say, oh, great player, but man, he sucked when he tried to run our football team. And it's not his fault. But a lot of you wanted him there. I don't know why. Have no idea why you would want him there. That would make no sense. By the way, you should want all year cooling. Yes, sir. And from Vero Beach all the way down to Homestead. They've been in the business since 1973. That's 52 years, folks. Go to the website, allyearcooling.com. You can get a free estimate. And, of course, call them, 888-204-5554. They are the #1 AC and plumbing service in Florida, homestead of Vero Beach, and new offices in Naples on the West Coast, because we got a lot of listeners on the West Coast. A lot of our listeners on the West Coast called Welton Rayom after the storms. And so same thing now. You've got all your cooling over there. My AC is 15 years old, about to be 16. Got it from All Year Cooling back in 2010. And it's still cranking, dude. Cranking. So reliable, great service, maintenance, whatever you need, plumbing service. They're there for you, folks. Extended warranties, financing available, same-day installations, and they're open 7 days a week for service. So reach out to my friends at All Year Cooling, 888-204-5554. And don't forget, smash the like button, please. Smash, smash, smash. And you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation as always. Sud says, Big O, have you announced where you're going to be at in Madrid yet? No, I have not, because I have not been able to settle down and get a spot at a place, because I'm not doing anything where it's Dolphins related. I want to be away at another bar, and I'm wondering if when I get there, I may have to go personally over and talk to him, because I'm not doing anything on Tuesday and Wednesday anyways. I'm off. Okay. God, maybe Tuesday I still might do a show because I leave in the afternoon. And by the way, let me check my flight to make sure I'm still flying. Oh, my wife would be so pissed if they cancel our flight. It says it departs in 2 days and 3 hours. So that's on the American Airlines app. I think I'm safe, actually. I think I'm safe anyways. I'm going to jinx it now for sure. But our planes, we're going overseas. Those are big, giant-ass planes, bro. They're the ones that have the 3 rows and, big seats in the middle, like 4 in the middle and 3 on each side or 4 on each side or whatever. They can't use that plane to go to Tampa or, whatever. So those international flights, I think they might be, like in another week or two, I might be in trouble. But I think I might get lucky just under the radar on Tuesday. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You know what I mean? But I've got a name of a manager and whatever, and I'm trying to figure it out. But just if you follow me on social media, on X, you'll get it, dude. You'll get it. Okay. And we'll make a post, and you've also hit the notification bell, because I'll do my show. Maybe I'll do a short or something on YouTube from there announcing where I'm going to be on video. So make sure you always have the notification bell. That way when we go live, and I could go live at any time on my phone anywhere in Madrid at any time. So make sure you have the notification bell there, because when I'm at a Dolphin event or something like that, I may just go live and just BS with you guys and have some fun and all that kind of stuff. So, you know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to it. I told you the whole year, the whole off season, I told you this is not going to be a good year. And for me, the pinnacle of the season is going to be going to Madrid. I'm not doing any other trips. I'm not doing any of that. I'm only going to go to Madrid because, it's kind of like you get to do a little vacation. I don't take days off. If you notice on the show, I'm on every day. I'm on every day during the week, and then on weekends during the football season. I don't even take a week off ever. You know that this is the 6th year of the platform. I've never taken a week off. Never taken a week off. Okay. The only time I have to take off if I'm in the hospital. Something happened to me. I got knocked out. An emergency. Outside of that, I've never taken I've never taken off. I work. I grind every other day, pretty much every day. And maybe I take a weekend off because there's no football. But outside of that, I never take off. So I'm actually going to be probably off on Wednesday, back on Thursday. And but on Wednesday, if I can seal everything, because I think if I go over there and I talk to the person physically and they see me and all that, instead of all the crap, then I'll get it done right away. I'm pretty sure of that. So, and the one that said, soy Baco, atuaray, soy tu gente. Once I tell them that, and then, then they'll give in because I'm speaking their language and I'm throwing the tongue in there, with Spanish. You got to spit. You got to be like Bill Cowher and stuff in Spain. That's what you've got to do. So, Suds, I will announce it, okay? But let me work on it. Stephen Rowell, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, I'm foreseeing a Dolphins-like finish. They tease us with winning next 4 starting today, get to 6 and 7, and lose 3 of their final 4, starting with Monday night at Pittsburgh, and finish 7 and 10 and stuck in the middle again. Stephen, the Dolphins of the past would have done that, but with this coach, I don't think they have it in them anymore to win that many games. I just don't. I don't think that it's worth it. I just don't. Luis Vasquez Jr. says, Big O, what app do you recommend to buy crypto? Are you talking about crypto or are you talking about just Bitcoin? Like, look, this is what I would do, Luis. If you're a newbie, I would only buy Bitcoin right now. Right now, I would invest anything and everything I can in Bitcoin. Okay? They're about to, the silliness of a $2,000 stimulus check or whatever. We put $2 trillion on the debt in 10 months, and we're going to give money out also. It's just like the stupid things we do in this country is amazing. So the dollar's dying. So what I would do is I would go to Bitcoin, my brother. And simple, really simple, dude. Open a Cash App account. Open a swan.com account, because the first 10,000 of Bitcoin that you buy is fee-free, and sending it to your Tangem wallet will be fee-free. And then get yourself a Tangem wallet. Get the 3-card one, which is like $70, and watch on YouTube how to buy crypto on Cash App, how to buy crypto on Swan, so you can see it step by step on YouTube, and then watch the videos on YouTube on how to send Bitcoin from Swan to Tangem wallet, how to send Bitcoin from Cash App to Tangem wallet, okay? And then watch the video how to set up your Tangem wallet. It's all really simple. Tangem wallet is the perfect beginner's wallet. Once you become an expert, then you can move up to other wallets. But Tangem is a really good starter's wallet. And that's where you got to keep all your Bitcoin. And on Cash App, you have an option where you can move your Bitcoin for free. There's 3 options. You want it super fast, you pay like, $1 or $2. Semi-fast, it's like, whatever. And then free. I always move for free because it goes between, it could happen in an hour, it could happen in 20 hours. It doesn't really matter. It happens within 24 hours. I don't really care. It's free. Move it over. I don't lose anything. So you save. So keep it simple. I have a new saying. You know how they say KISS, keep it simple, stupid? Well, I have a saying in crypto and in Bitcoin, specifically in Bitcoin. It's KISS. Keep it simple, stupid, stack sats. And sats are Bitcoin. It's Satoshis. And that's what you will all learn how much your phone costs in Satoshis. You will all learn what a Jay Fiedler bobblehead will cost in Satoshis. You will all learn what your hat at Caneswear cost in Satoshis, because you will be thinking in Satoshis. You will not be thinking in dollars in the future. You will be thinking Satoshis. So learn about sats, Satoshis. Keep it simple, stupid. Stack sats. KISS. Okay? That's how I tell everybody. KISS. That's what you do, baby. That's what you do. Stack them sats. So get them on Cash App. You can open an account at crypto.com. I like crypto.com. I think it's a very good website. I've used it for 6 years now. Never, ever had an issue. I don't trust Binance and I don't trust Coinbase. They're the two biggest, but I don't trust them. So, anyway, what else do we have here? That's my 2 cents on that. Let's see. Dolphins decline a 2026 dirt, and who gives a shit? Like, who cares? What do you care about what trade they didn't make when none of it means anything? None of it happened. So who cares? Who knows how, if it was really close or it was offered, just because it was offered doesn't mean it was going to be accepted. Doesn't mean it's something that they wanted to do in the first place. But, I mean, the problem is we waste our time with a bunch of stuff that just doesn't mean anything whatsoever. The only one that meant something was Jalen Phillips. They made the move. They went and bought a third-round pick. There was no skill to that trade. They bought a third-round pick, and they were willing to sell a third-round pick because they've got several. So they didn't care. So I get it. Let's see what else. Costa says today's victory cigar goes to Mr. Ross for breaking Greer's stranglehold on the franchise. It's Ross that has the stranglehold, Costa. Like, that's kind of stupid. The problem is the owner. The owner can't hire right for 15 years. Doesn't matter. He's had 3 GMs. He's had several coaches. His other owner cost him a first and a third. Ross embarrassed himself going after Harbaugh. You know what I mean? So the problem isn't just Greer and McDaniel and Flo and Gase and Tannenbaum and all these guys. The problem is Ross. Get a brain, Kosa. I know you say a lot of stupid shit there on the chat board. You know what I mean? But get a brain, brother. Learn what the problem is. It's like the morons that say, "Oh, it's Amazon. It's Publix raising inflation on us." No, it's not. It's the government printing money, devaluing the dollar. It's what it is. Don't blame Amazon and don't blame anybody else for raising price. No, blame the people that keep printing the money on both sides. Learn what the real cause of the problem is. The real problem of the cause is Stephen Ross, dude. Stephen Ross is the problem. That's why we're all hoping for dumb luck in order to fix this. You know what I mean? So dumb luck is what we're expecting. Dumb luck. Yeah. Anyway, Oscar says, Big O, making a prediction. I think we get embarrassed the next 2 games. Hopefully McNerd will get fired. No, they'll probably stick with him throughout the whole year. They're not going to bring him back. That talk is silly. That would be complete suicide to do that. So, Devin Jordan, the Jets traded their best players for top picks, but there's no guarantee they'll draft the right players with those picks. Devin, Sam Darnold is the best quarterback in the NFL. Doesn't matter if you draft a quarterback. If you don't know how to surround them with the talent, you won't win anything. Doesn't really matter. When you're the Jets and you're the Dolphins and you're the Browns, you can have all the picks in the world, but you don't know. You can even have the right picks and you still don't know what to do with them. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. Until proven otherwise, teams like the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Browns, they don't get anywhere. Notice who owns them. Notice the 3 owners, Jimmy Haslam, Johnson, and Ross. That's all you need to know. Just Think of all the garbage that goes on in the NFL, in the league. How much do the Dolphins, the Browns, and the Jets own of all that garbage? All the dysfunction that goes on in the NFL, where does most of that dysfunction come from? Think about that. Look in the mirror. You know what I mean? Be honest with yourself. Be a real fan. Okay? You know, not like Kosa that you look at the minutia. Oh my God, it's Wanstead. No, it's Huizinga. He didn't get it right. He tried, but he didn't get it right. You know, it's kind of the way it is. It's Shula, it's Huizinga, and now it's Ross. And none of them got it right. Shula, the worst part about Shula was he saw how it was done right in the 70s with his personnel people, and he didn't mimic it. And he kept trying to win with finesse, with outside. You know, the Joe Banner comment that was played everywhere, and we played it this week, how the Dolphins never really want to win in the trenches. They always want to win with athletes and all that. And we did that with Danny. And you didn't want to win in the trenches. And it's gone on forever. So the problem starts at the top. It's not the minutia. You know, it's not your head. Well, it was a head coach in those days with Shula because he was everything. But after that, it's not really, well, Jimmy too. But most all the other ones, it's not the GM. It's not just the coach. It's not just the quarterback. It's not just the defense. It's not just the special teams coach. It's not just, you know, it starts at the top. When the top allows garbage to be hired, that's what happens. And if you don't know what you're doing, this is what happens. You know, unfortunately, look at the Titans now. Amy Adams Strunk, whatever her name is, she took over for the old man. And the first thing she does is she has, you know, maybe her little feelings hurt with Mike Vrabel, and she chases him out of town. So now you've got a disaster of a place. You got the number one pick, and you're not supporting him, and the poor kid's having a horrible year and going through hell, calling his team ass. You have already fired your coach, and there's Mike Vrabel lifting the Patriots to the best team in the division, maybe the second best team when it's all said and done, whatever. Super accomplishment. When you're a bad franchise, you do bad things. You do stupid things on a consistent basis. And Stephen Ross has consistently done stupid things. So blame nobody but Stephen Ross. He's the joke, and he's the joke of an owner. That's what he is. I don't give a shit that he wants to spend. I get you. You have to spend. It's the NFL. If you want to be Mike Brown, well, even Mike Brown has more success by accident than Stephen Ross. That's scary. In fact, Mike Brown has more success in the last 45 years than Shula, Jimmy Johnson, Huizinga, and Stephen Ross, and everybody else. Went to the Super Bowl with Ken Anderson, went to the Super Bowl with Boomer Esiason, and went to the Super Bowl with Joe Burrow. You know, didn't win them, but by accident, they end up with 3 different teams, 3 different eras. Crazy shit. That's what we're hoping for. By the way, they've never won it. And that's why when you're by accident, you know, you end up with the team and you're there, you're that close, but you can't keep it together. And, you know, you're the Bengals. And you'll never get back to it, you know, which, by the way, that was my prediction when Burrow made it with the Bengals. I said, I've lived through all of this. I watched the Ken Anderson team go one time, and that's it. I watched the Boomer Esiason team, which is better than this Burrow team, by the way. The Boomer Esiason team that lost to Montana, that team was a badass team, dude, on both sides of the ball. They lost to Montana and the Niners, who were loaded on both sides of the ball. They were a great, great team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take it away from Cincinnati. It's like, in a way, I look at Cincinnati that year the way I look at the Heat, the Knicks, the Pacers, the Cavs, the Jazz, and the Bulls run with Michael Jordan. All those teams easily could have won a title, but they got cock-blocked by one guy. And what are you going to do, bro? You ran into the buzzsaw that is the Niners era that time, or the Bulls, or whatever, and you're screwed. You can't do anything about it. But we are what we are. And, Devin Jordan, Woody Johnson is worse than Stephen. Well, but it's all the same. It's all the same, dude. The results are all the same. The Woody Johnson results, the Stephen Ross results, and the what's the name of the idiot in Cleveland? Now I'm forgetting his name again. I just said it a little bit ago, but those three idiots, they're all the same. And that's why their franchises are constant jokes. So what are you going to do? True Fin Fan says, I know you say some stupid shit in the chat, but as accurate as can be, with the laughing. It's true. I mean, you can't fall for, the banana in the tailpipe. You know what I mean? Everything's a disaster here. Nothing meshes well. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate. Nobody does it right when they get there. You have the opportunity, and it is what it is. Thought this would be the Canes' year for a championship. I don't think that's ever going to happen under Mario Cristobal. I just don't think he's that coach. Unfortunately, I said it last year. Mario is the guy that is carried by his talent. He's not the guy that lifts his talent to another level. He's not Eric Spoelstra. Okay? Let's put it that way. He's not Eric Spoelstra. That's what I'm talking about. And in college, you've got to be Eric Spoelstra. You've got to be a chef that brings everything together and elevates it, because in football, it's such a team game. You got to have everybody as much as possible, and you've got to be such a great orchestrator, and he's not. And he's not. That's why his teams make too many mistakes, and I don't see it out of Mario. I don't see it. I love everything else that Mario does, but on game days, oh my God, he is as disappointing as it gets. Yeah, unfortunately. Anyway, the Esiason team was the real deal. Oh, man, that Esiason team was awesome. Both sides of the ball. But you run into the Niners, what are you going to do, bro? Too Extreme says, Big O, do you have your Top Gun candidates for this job? Or do you think they keep... No, they don't keep this guy. And I have no candidates right now. I'm not wasting my time talking about that now. That's stupid right now. Listen, writers have to do that because they got to fill space, bro. People on 24-hour shows or Dolphin podcasts or whatever, they've got to do that. That's all mental masturbation at this point. I don't know who's available. I don't know who's had a good year or a bad year by the end of the year. I got to assess everything. I'd rather wait till everything's done, the dust is settled, and then I know who's who and what's what. And then I'm also got to know who's available to us, because I'm not going to start talking about guys that maybe won't even come here. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the other concern I have. You're not going to, you're not getting the best candidates, right? Okay. As I've mentioned before, not one head coach in the history, listen to me, not one head coach in the history of the Miami Dolphins that has ever been hired by the team to be their head coach and given a 4 or 5 year contract has ever gone on to be successful somewhere else. They all die here. It's over. Okay? If they get another job like Gase, they fail. No coach that's been hired here to be the head coach, done. Interim doesn't count. Head coaches. Shows you that this franchise forever can never identify the right head coach, because the person that fails here never goes on to succeed anywhere else. So even Jimmy Johnson, Nick Saban, and Bill Parcells all failed here, and it ended for them in their pro careers. That's all you need to know. So until you have somebody that knows how to hire, So I have faith in Mario. The problem with that statement to extreme is you have zero proof why. That's just a fan talking. You have zero proof, dude. His teams are never disciplined. His teams can never play well in big games. I'm not exactly sure why you would do that, but that's just being a fan. But you have nothing to stand on. He's not a difference maker as a coach. He's just not. He's just not. You got to hope for him to have a year where, dude, he had a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback, and he couldn't even get to the ACC championship game or the playoffs. Do you know how pathetic that is? You had one of the 5 best players in college football at quarterback, and you couldn't get to the playoffs in a horrible conference? That's bad, dude. There's zero proof that you have faith in Mario. That's blind faith, what you have. You have faith, but it's blind faith. You know what I'm saying? I have faith that Eric Spoelstra can actually get this team to the playoffs, which I didn't even think so. But Eric Spoelstra is liable of doing that. That's not Mario. That's not Mario. That's, I have proof that Eric Spoelstra can overachieve with people. I have no proof that Mario Cristobal can overachieve. No proof. I have plenty of proof that Mario Cristobal can underachieve. Oh, my God. I got lots of proof there. Joe Montana never threw an interception in the Super Bowl. That stat is stunning, ridiculous. Did you watch him? We didn't call him Joe Cool for nothing. He was a money player, dude. Money player. He had great talent around him. He had one of the best coaches in the history of the NFL on the sidelines. He had everything that a QB could need. But you can't. What he had inside him, that can't be taught. That shit can't be taught, bro. You can't teach somebody to be money all the time. That was Joe Montana. He had a great team, but he did his job every time, dude. Every time. And he was impeccable at it. And to his credit, and he didn't have a big arm. He wasn't a big athlete. None of that. Okay? None of that, dude. He had an arm like Tua. It wasn't like a great arm or anything like that. But, it's when you got everything around you and you got smarts, everything else you can get by. And he had it all. He had an offensive line, a running game, a tight end, a fullback that can catch, receivers, a defense. It was awesome. It was awesome. Let's see, what do we have here? Big O, the Dream Crusher. No, I'm just honest. The fan that feels like that is the weak-minded fan that can't handle honesty. And my show has never, ever been for the weak-minded fan that is fanatical and can't handle the truth about their team. My show has never been for them. Those are the people that will dislike me, or, they'll say, oh, yeah, no, I can't listen to that guy or whatever. And I'm good with that, dude. I'm fine with that. I understand your immaturity. I'm good with that. It's all right. No problem. I get it. You're a child. So you really can't handle the truth. So it's all good. It's all good. It's not like I'm ever lying about the team. It's not like I'm ever telling you that they're bad and they're not bad. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm ever telling you that this, that, and, it's most of the time, not 100, but pretty close to it. I'm being honest about the team. And deep down inside, it, those fanatical ones, but they don't want to hear it. They can't handle it, What else do we have? Mario just makes that one decision in a game that either makes or breaks the game. If he stops second guessing his decisions and just rolls with what's working, the Canes don't lose the games they lose. Well, we'll see. We'll see, my man. We'll see. What else do we have? Big O Frankie doing the disappearing act better than the author of Terry McMillan. Oh, because the Canes won? I mean, but they beat Syracuse, so I don't know why he would be hiding from beating Syracuse. Syracuse sucks. You had to beat Syracuse. It sucked that they actually started really slow, and we were in the second quarter, and it was a 0-0 game. You know? So, just imagine if Marino's in that Marino with the Niners wins a bunch of titles. Of course. You know, but he never had what Joe Montana had. You know what I'm saying? That's where I felt bad for Marino, man. He killed himself, and he never had what he should have had, which is just ridiculous. By the way, Welton Rayom, proud sponsors of our program, and, of course, the one and only David Furones will join us in the postgame show with our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins postgame report. If you're dealing with bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury, please reach out to Jeff and Dan. The consultation's free. 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. And tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you. Remember, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can send in your questions and comments and insults. Andrew Watson, thank you for the love on Venmo, sir. He says, Big O, this show's a gift. It's medicine. Dad's in hospice. Sorry to hear that. 77 years, and the one who got me to become a Dolphins fan at 50. I missed the championship teams in 72, 73. Dad and I never had that Super Bowl team together. Can we all toast my dad, Steve Watson, as he enters heaven at any time? And my condolences, my friend. I know you're not going through an easy one right now. I had to watch my dad disintegrate, and it was at 51, which is, I'm 59 now. I have outlived my dad now by 8 years, which is just ridiculous. And so, and it doesn't matter the year when you lose your parents, and when. And I know what you're doing now. Obviously, you're going through a tough time for your dad, Steve. So our thoughts and prayers, my man, because I know you've got to be hurting in a big time way. Let's just hope that one day that championship and there'll be that connection will still be there one way or another spiritually, if our Dolphins could ever figure it out. So we know the old man will be celebrating above, and we'll be celebrating down here, man. But hang in there. I know this is not an easy one, my brother. Much love. Much love. All right. Tough one. Let's see. What do we got here? True Fin fan, thank you for the love on Cash App, sir. He says, I'm trying, but damn, this team, man. I get you, True Fin fan. I get you, bro. I get you. It's they test us. The Dolphins test us in a big time way. Ocala Joe, thank you for the love on Cash App, sir. Appreciate you. Oh, you got to try the hot chocolate in Spain. I will. I'm going to try the hot chocolate and the churros. Supposedly, their churros are the bomb, they say. So I got to try the churros too. That's another thing that I got to try. So I will try the churros. I will try some hot chocolate. It's going to be cold anyways. I'm looking forward to it. Got my jacket. I'm ready to go. I'm packed pretty much. I'm pretty much set. It's like super easy. All I got to do is pack my pillow on Tuesday, because I am taking my pillow. I got this pillow, and I was having these headaches and neck pains and all that, because all these damn pillows, man, they just lose their form and all that kind of stuff. So I went and got one of those, I don't know, ergomatic pillows or whatever the hell they're called. It's got some gel and shit in it, and it cost me $200, bro. Okay. And I've spent from 5, 10, 30, 40 bucks, 60 bucks on a pillow, and they all suck. Eventually all suck. And they just, end up giving me neck and headaches sometimes. And so I went and bought this when I splurged. I walked in with neck pain. The next morning, I woke up with no neck pain. It went away in one night's sleep. So, and I'm learning how to sleep on my back now because I've been a side sleeper my whole life. And so now I'm trying to learn to sleep on my back, which is not easy. I'm having my problems with that. Paul Tagliabue passed away this morning at the age of 84. The apparent cause of death was heart failure complicated by Parkinson's disease. Survivors include his wife Chandler, son Drew, and daughter Emily. Thoughts and prayers to the Tagliabue family. Former commissioner of the NFL. Oh. All right, what else do we have here? Big O, you got to try the tequila in Spain. All right, I'll take a shot or two. Why not? Why is there a specific tequila in Spain I'm supposed to try? Like, you're just telling me try tequila in Spain? I may not try the right one. Well, I didn't know that the tequila in Spain or there's a specific tequila that I've got to try. I haven't heard that. You're the first time. I've heard about the hot chocolate. I've heard about the churros. Obviously, if you're a foodie, the place is a great place for food. But I have not heard about that. Did not know about tequila. Did not know about that. What else do we have here? Oh, you know what? Give me, por favor.
There's just one place to celebrate a happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive away in a new CVX. Only $459 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Thank you. I had to clear my throat. All right. What else do we have? Big O, for all the shit people talk about Robbie, none of these owners can hold his jockstrap. 5 Super Bowls, hired. Yes. There's no doubt. He was our best owner. He was able to put together great people around Shula. But once we lost those people, Robbie and Shula could not, replace the front office people. And maybe Shula's ego, he thought he was the guy. What can I tell you? It's crazy, but it's sad for us as Dolphin fans that the back end of Shula till now, they can't figure out what they did in the 70s by winning at the line of scrimmage on both sides. It's just, I don't understand that. I don't understand how you could completely forget about that and continue to be finesse. And you never learn. And it blows me away, dude. And that's why, our teams have always folded to the teams that can win at the line of scrimmage. And have we had individuals and moments that certain times on the D line they've had it? Yeah, for sure. But they didn't have it on the O line. And that's the problem. And we've been like that since the 80s. We've never really had a dominant offensive line since the 80s, since the 70s. But 80s on, we never had 5 guys that can maul people. We never had it. You had 2 guys. You had Stevenson. You had, like, now you have Patrick Paul, really, and Connor's a good one. Brewer's a good one. But so far, everything else is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you had the unicorn where you had 3 guys, but when they were healthy, but it really wasn't 5. And you weren't really dominant. You were just better than normal because you had 3 guys. You know what I'm saying? This has been our history, and we don't get it. We don't understand that when you dominate with the 5 hogs up front, It's so much easier to play wide receiver and tight end and quarterback and running back. It's so much easier. But when the 5 guys in the front are not good and they're sieves or they're problems or they're not, there's no chemistry or whatever it is, they're not in sync, it throws everything else off. And that's how we've been forever. Whether it's Marino having to get rid of, his quick release. Well, why does he need a quick release? Well, because he doesn't have an offensive line that can run block or really give him time. He has to make a quick decision. Sound familiar, by the way? It's just stupid, man. It's just sad. It's sad that we go through the same things over and over and over again. And it really doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Nuts. Let's see. I'm going to become 300 pounds after Spain. Yeah, I've been looking at so many videos and stuff, and people that live in Spain and how they give you tours of different places and all that. I just see food and food and food. Yeah. But the good thing is there's a lot of walking. So that's what I was telling my wife, that, we'll eat, but we'll have to walk. So we'll be able to walk it off. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I got to go somewhere far, I'm probably going to rent a scooter. That's probably what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to rent a scooter, go cruising around Madrid and stuff like that. I'm not going to do taxis and stuff like that. I'd rather get a scooter and go all over, just, learn Madrid on my own, and get to know it. But we're close. We're right by that center, the Plaza, whatever, Central, or whatever the hell the thing is called. So that's good. Jamón Serrano. I got you, bro. I got you. What else do we have? Oh, by the way, remember, post-game, David Furones and Chris Perkins will be joining us. So we'll have some fun with them. They'll be fresh from the locker rooms. I know we're all terrified of a brutal beatdown. I know. And I got to tell you something. Nothing would make me happier than them going out there and actually winning this game. And, freaking all of us out and actually pulling off the game. That would be really, really fun. It would be an actual fun. We know it's going to be a shit season. We know you're not going anywhere. I understand the draft people, and you're like, oh my God, you're going to ruin a draft spot for us and all that kind of stuff. But I told you, I'm not the guy that sits here and roots against my team. No matter how pissed I am with the Dolphins and the season that they're having and how they're constantly underachieving and that Stephen Ross is a terrible owner, I get that. But I can never sit there, and I'm going to sit there, watch this game, and hope that the Bills score 4,000. If they do, it's what Stephen Ross deserves. It's not what you deserve. It's not what I deserve. You know what I mean? What we deserve is a winning team. We've been around here a lot longer than Stephen Ross, passionately following it and living here, or some of you following it from other places. You know what I mean? He showed up here 15 years ago. Okay? And when he showed up, he's selling jet skier here and celebrating Tebow and stuff. So this is not an idiot that has really endeared himself to us. By the way, the Falcons are on the brink of beating the Colts 25-22 with 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Okay? So this one, the Colts looking to lose after making a big trade for a corner for Sauce. Daniel Jones has thrown 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor has 210 yards and 2 touchdowns, and they're losing. Okay? Wow. Oh, by the way, Taylor also has 3 rushes for 42 yards. And Bijan has 83 yards on 16 rushes. And Algier has another 59. They've rushed for 141 yards. Whereas Miami put a number on them, and the Falcons are looking to win. Michael Penix, by the way, 12 of 24, 177 and a touchdown. Not really impressive, to be quite honest, but it is what it is. But they're winning 25-22. And who has the ball? Indy has the ball at midfield, by the way. So we'll see if they can get to a field goal and win this game. But it's crazy. Yeah. I would be, true Fin fan, I would be surprised if they won. I would be surprised. Yes. Pleasantly surprised. I'm kind of expecting them to get thrashed. But I understand where you're coming from. Like, it's so Dolphins that they would win a game that you wouldn't think, and they go out and put together a hell of a performance and all that. Dude, that's who we are. That's what we've lived forever. I totally get it, man. Totally get it. But we'll see. We will see. All right, folks. Hang in there. Enjoy the game. Well, I hope you get to enjoy the game. We'll be back post-game. We'll talk to Furones. We'll talk to Perk. We'll take your comments. Let's hope for the best. Go Fins.